Hey guys, today I'll be speaking to you guys about laundry software, right? Here we can log in into the software and directly I'll start with the main where I'll be talking about the master. We'll start with the company details. Here you can enter your own company details, right? Here I've just entered for an example dry clean. I'm just entering their details. You can enable tax as well, enable customer display as well, so you can just put in this detail. These details are basically used for, it will be shown on your invoice which you receive, whichever you generate. Your company details will be there. Even you can even put the print settings as well over here. Cool. Next we'll talk about is customer details. Here you can add in the customers, right? I was just taking an example of John. So whoever customers you have, you can add in these details. So this is for having the record of the customer in your system, right? So you can, as per your convenience, you can keep on adding the people, their email id, trn number, everything can be added over here. Just update anything you want to change, you can just double click on the same. Next I'll be talking about the services, right? Services is basically whatever your laundry is offering, right? Services you can put here like washing, dry cleaning, right, ironing. You can put these services. So I'll just take an example and keep on adding over here. I'll add with wash, right? Next I'm adding is dry cleaning, right? Yes, I've added dry cleaning. You can even add images on the right. There's a browse option, so you can even add images on the right. Next is, yeah, ironing. So I'll just add the ironing, right? So I've just added these details. If I want to change any details, I can double click on the same. So see, I've just opened it again. Any description if I want to add, and I'll just update it. So if I want to update, save, delete, clear options are given over there. You can directly change and upgrade it as well. Next I'll be talking about the cloth creations, right? So I'll start with shirt, salwar, saris, right? Any traditional wear, whatever you have, whatever ironing or anything you're doing, you can just add on the, create the cloth over there. You can even add pictures for the same, right? So I've just browsed the images. You can have your own pictures and I keep on adding it for t-shirts, shirts, different. You can keep on adding the product. So you have to add your clothes over here, right? So this is a proper system or clothes system. You can add in the details, right? Anything you have to edit or clear, you can click on the button on the grid and you can clear the option as well, right? Your particular description has to be given. You can even give description. So I'm just showing you examples with shirts, right? Next is the price list. Price list is basically, for the shirt, how much you are charging for a shirt. For dry cleaning, how much is the charge? For if it is a normal, it takes some days, it's what is the charge? What is an for if it is urgent, what is the charge? These things you can add over here. If for the express also, the things can be added, right? So for different services, you can add the price list over here. So these list will be added over here. And just because you have added the clothes before, if you scroll down, so you'll have this options of scroll, dry cleaning, ironing, everything would be there automatically present in your scroll options. So here also it's the same. If you want for express or anything, you can change the details, right? Save, edit and all. Next I'll talk about the supplier. Suppliers are the ones who actually supply you the detergents or, any whatever things you are actually using for giving your services. So I'll just take an supplier's name, that is KM Trading, right? Just an example. You can add your own suppliers and you can even put on the details. If anything is there, you can, again, mobile number, anything is there, you can add it and press the button update. It will automatically get updated and saved, right? Next I'll talk about this delivery boy. So obviously you will be delivering your clothes at different places after ironing. So you can add your employees over here, that is the delivery boys, right? Can be added over here, their names. So I'll just take delivery boy number 1, right? And I'll save him, right? In the same way you can keep on adding them, right? Next guys, I'm talking about is purchase, where I'll talk about the product creation, right? So we'll start with, I'm putting a barcode number 1003. I'm adding product names as well. So I'll just keep on adding the product names over here. Washing powder number 1, washing powder number 2. I'll keep on adding them. I can even add categories and then directly save it, right? Suppliers can also be added, subcategories can also be added, and you can directly save them after that. Next is the purchase option, guys. Purchase option is basically for purchasing, right? From, as I said previously, for the detergent and all, you can purchase option is there. Here you can click on the automatically voucher number will be created, and then you can click on the supplier's name. You can add the product, you can change the quantity of the product as well by clicking on the grid, right? Cost can also be changed, right? These things can be changed from the grid itself, right? Next is the item consumption, right? In this item consumption, usually what happens is you just put click on the grid, and you whatever you have added previously, the numbers would be there. Open the option and write the quantity which you have consumed. So as soon as you write the quantity over there, and consumed number would automatically be generated, and you can even generate the invoice for the same. Next is the stock report, guys. In stock report, what we usually do is, right, we can stock reports can be seen over here, guys, right? So as I clicked on the stock report, I'll be seeing a stock report which is coming up over here, right? So it's just an invoice which we created. See, you can see the report, washing powder 5 kgs. So this was the report which was created from the stock report, right? So I went back to the purchase, and now I'm choosing the number. I'm changing the quantity over here, if you guys notice, right? So I've made 12 quantity. Now I've saved for the same. Now as I've already in the purchase, I've added the quantity. If you see here in the stock report also, the quantity of the washing powder is increasing, right? So this is basically useful for knowing how much quantity you need and you don't need. That is for it is actually useful for. Next is basically, guys, I'll be talking about is again the purchase register. So here you'll be seeing a list of items you have actually purchased before. Next is supplier payment. So in supplier payment, what is basically, you'll be having an option of the voucher number would be there. So if an invoice is generated for the from the customer, right, or the client, right, we can actually see, it will be seen. So you will be knowing how much payment is pending to be given to the actually the client, and how much you have to receive. Everything would be done in the payment option, right? So your list of everything is there. Next I'll be talking to you guys about is sales and quotation, right? Now sales and quotation, I'll talk about quotation payment terms. Now everything would be there. So you'll be taking things in credit, right? Here it is 10 days credit, 20 days credit, 50 days credit. You'll be given to your customers or the people who are actually you are buying the product from, right? So I'll just take an example. Here you can create the credit which you'll be giving your customers or clients for. Next is the quotation, guys. In the quotation, right, you can create what quotation. Now this is basically for bulk services you're providing to a gym or something, right? So you can raise a quotation to them, right? So here I'm just making a quotation, right? I've written the customer name, start date, end date is there, type is also written, item is also written, right? So services I'll be providing them, I've mentioning that as well. Unit number you can provide, the quantity also you can provide, right? So here I've just added the services, and accordingly 100 for dry cleaning it is 100, for ironing it is different. So you can keep on adding the services you're providing to a particular person you're raising the quotation for, and as soon as it's done, it will be, when you press save, right, the quotation would be generated and an invoice can be generated. This you can mail it to your clients, whoever you want that quotation to be raised, right? Next is the quotation only. I'll be pending quotation. Now, as I said, as I've raised the quotation, so there will be an option of approved or rejected. If it is approved, you can see it will be an approved quotation, and if it is rejected, if the person is not buying from you guys, right, then it would be rejected, right? So these are basically a list of quotations. You can see quotation reports and everything. So in the end of the day, what are the quotations pending, what are the quotations rejected, everything would be there over here, right? So these are the small things which are actually useful on your day-to-day basis for the quotations things. You can even search the quotations over here. According to the date, you can search the quotations, right? So here the amount and everything would be specified as follows, right? Next I'll talk about, guys, is sales. Sales is sales invoice, right? So whatever, if you raised a quotation and if it is approved, you can generate a sales invoice for the same. So you can just note down the quotation number, right, or the customer number. So as soon as you write the quotation number or customer number, whatever quotation you raised, approved is come, the sales invoice can be generated. So you can actually change your quotation directly into a sales order, right? The sales invoice would be generated over here. I'm choosing the item, t-shirt and all. Now this option will directly come because you've already chose the quotation number here. So as per the quotation, the services will be coming automatically, right? So you can put this and then directly press from the thermal printer, or you can take a print or directly save. As soon as you save, the sales invoice would be generated, which you can send to the client. This is the final invoice which has to be sent to the client so that he pays you. The payment is done from the opposite side, right? So this I'm just taking an exam. So invoice number would be generated automatically, right? For every new quotation or every new thing, you can a new different invoice is generated. This is basically a thermal report, guys. Thermal print also you can take. So there's an option below, you can take the thermal report as well. This is the delivery note, so you can even add the delivery note over here, right, to a particular customer, what time he wants, whatever according to the customer's wishes. You can note down the delivery note here as well. For a particular shirts, particular everything, a small delivery note can be given and directly save it. So this gets saved over here. I hope you guys are able to see, right? So this is basically the entire invoice or the delivery note with the delivery note which is generated, right? Okay, so this is basically, next is I'll talk about is the wholesale customer reports, where customer outstanding. So as soon as you put the customer name over here, whatever money is yet to be received or given, the entire report about the customer's outstanding would be mentioned over here, right? So you can take the entire report of the guys over here. Next is basically, right, quotation while sales, right? Quotation while sales is basically where according to the quotation you can say how much is there pending, how much sales has done according to the quotation can be done. So I'm just writing the quotation number and the customer number. See here, you'll be able to see the balance amount also. And this is the final, which is the sales receipt, right? So as soon as the customer pays you the money, you can generate the receipt over here. So you can just directly note down the voucher number, date, which kind of payment he is doing to you, right? For example, he is paying you by cash, you can put it here. He's paying by check, you can even write the check number and details are also there, and directly save, and the receipt would be printed to you. So after the payment is done, you can give this to the customers, right? This is the final receipt of the same, right? I hope you guys are able to see. This is the final payment. Yeah, guys, I'll be talking about is the Hrm Master. We'll start with the department here, right? So I'm just taking an example of, there are a lot of examples you can take. Accounts, so you can press on active status. Then next is you can do cleaning services also, you can put active, right? So I'm just generating different departments for the same. Next is I can generate the designation as well, right? So a cashier is also there, or an accountant, or a driver, right? This is, I'll start with the driver, right? I'm just saving for the driver thing. I've just saved it, right? So here I'm giving him designation. So office staff is a different designation, they're active. So this according to the designation there, I am just generating the same. Next is the employee. So here you can actually keep the complete details of your employees over here. So their nationality, department, code. So employee code can be generated, right? So you can give employees specific codes as well. So their salary, their joining date, the Emirates ID, visa, passport, everything can be saved over here. So this tool is basically to keep the details of the employee, right? So you can see below 3 employees names I've already generated. If I want to edit any employee, I can click on their name and directly edit the same. Next is the loan, right? So if I'm giving loan to any specific employee, I can select their name over here. I can start the loan date, right? From what date to what is the amount given to them, to what date the loan is valid, right? Even the description I can write for what the person has taken the loan, and I can directly save over here, right? So you can see below the thing has been generated. So you can update also for the same. Next is basically the salary payment, right? In the salary payment, what happens is, so you can select an employee, his basic salary will automatically come because you have saved before, right? Here you can see the loan deduction is there, pending loan is there. So if you want to deduct any loan, you can write. So as soon as you write 50, it will be deducted from the total salary. And if you have to give any allowance to the person, if you had, for example, I'm adding 100, so if you see, it becomes 2550, right? So these are the actually saved, and now if I'm saving it, the final pay slip would be generated for a specific employee. So let's generate the pay slip. Let's see if it is generated. Let me click on save. Yes. So now you can see I have generated a payslip for a specific employee number 1, right? So all the particular details are given here. What is the deduction? What is the loan deduction? Everything is given. What is the allowance and every details, small details is given. And if I want to update, I can go back, click on the employee name, and I update the details as per the same, right? Next, guys, I'll be basically talking to you about is accounts, right? Here is basically, first of all, I have to create an account head creation, right? So in account head, what happens is I'm just writing the expenses which I'll be having. For example, I've written Deva here, I've saved it, right? So now I've saved Deva, right? Next, I'll talk about owner's expense. I can talk, right? Okay, let me talk about stationery first. I'll talk about expenses. So now stationery purchase is also expense. Next, I can talk even about the income, right? So for example, as an owner, if I'm transferring the money to the business account, I can write owner expense. So I'll just write owner inflow, owner's cash, right? So I'm just writing owner's cash over here, and account type, obviously it would be an income, and I'll save, right? So you can see everything is coming below. Anything is there, I can click on that and update the same. Next is the receipt, right? Receipt is something where, if the money, for example, as an owner, I have given the money, so I can put the details over here through what payment I have done the money to the business account, right? So I'll just name, for example, owner's cash received, right? So what account head it would be basically on. So I'm just writing the date as well. So owner cash received, amount is, for example, let's take 1,000, right? Payment mode, if I want, I can note down the payment mode as well, right? So and I can directly save it, right? Here I've written cash. If check is there, below you have an option for checks as well, right? So you can see the owner cash 1,000, it comes on the right side, and you can directly generate a receipt for the same. Payments, next is the payment. If you're doing payment to anybody, right, as I said, a Deva, right? So you can note down the details over here. On the date as well, you can write down. Account expense also, it is already created in the name of Deva, so you can write that also. See, Deva is there, so I'm selecting Deva. Amount I'm writing there. Here payment mode, again cash. Account name, if it is there, if you have an account name register, you can save that and directly save. So in the right side, you can see the receipt, the payment receipt has been created. Next is the day book. Day book is basically to keep the entire, it's a day, whatever happened, whatever, outflow, inflow of the expenses, right, or income, whichever happened in the entire day, the day book would be basically used to see the entire report, right, the slip for the same. See here, the particular details are given, whichever I actually selected, these details has been given over here. Next is the profit loss report, also you can see if you want. Cool. Next I'll be talking to you guys about is the pause screen. Pause screen is very basically, guys, is the main screen, right, where actually you can select the customers, right? Here the details, customer, selecting a customer, right? As per the customer is selected, so I can even write notes for a particular select. For example, he has submitted me some material, there is any damage in the material, I can put it on the notes as well. I can select what shirt, for example, shirt he wants for dry cleaning, I'm selecting, right, normal mode. He doesn't want an express, so I'm selecting the normal mode. Urgent, if I want, I can select the urgent one as well, right? So I'm just putting the urgent. If you see, the price is different, so directly by selecting you can change the quantity. You don't have to every time select the shirt or whatever the cloth is. You can directly increase the quantity, and even you can return in hanging, folding options are also there. You can directly save and let him pay, right? You can even choose the date. You can see the screen completely, it is there. So here it will be able to, you can save and you can pay. So you can see the option, as soon as you save and pay, this menu will open, right? It is there, cash, card, credit, and every options are there. Here in cash, credit, you can print the details, right? You can choose option money received, balance, right? For example, you are not receiving any money, you can write complete as much. So I've received 100, so 77 is balance. Next is basically the delivery boy. You can select the delivery boy as well, right? And the customer details can also be saved here, right? I'm just saving the quantity. I'm changing the quantity over here. I'm putting it in the urgent mode. So I'm changing the price as well, because price for the urgent is different and the normal is different. I'm just saving and paying it off. So here if it is on credit, you can select on credit, right? Credit it is, so money received would be 0 obviously. So now this is done, right? Next is the bill list. Here you can search the bills which you have according to the delivery boy also, what bill is pending, what has been paid. You can select the bills, right? And if somebody is paying, you can directly select the pending bill on it, and if somebody is paying, direct print the bill and send the invoice. See, different dry clean shirt and everything is given. So I'm just saving it and letting it go. Right here mostly we are receiving is on the credit note, so I'm just taking an option on credit. So according to what cash, credit, or whatever it is, you can save it. And if it is pay now, directly pay, click on pay now, and the person is paying, the enter the amount cash, right? And the money would be deducted, and it will show how much is the pending. See, till the time the entire money is paid, it will direct only show pay now, pay now. If the entire money is paid, it will be showed paid. So 12 is still remaining, right? See, it will give you the entire details. If you go, it will show you the entire details of the things remaining. So these are the things remaining. So now we can even search option. You can search the bill in and out. Delivery boy you can select. So there are a lot of, for a particular customer, there are a lot of things present over the status of the customer, the delivery boy, the work is done, how much is pending, what is the bill number, in and out, right? How much amount is to be given, everything is given on the POS machine itself, right? So you can actually, every time you select, you can just save it, and for the tax and everything also you can add in the details. Next is the report. So we'll talk about, there are different reports, daily sales, pending and all. Obviously I'll be not talking about all the details, I'll just start with the important ones, right? So let's start about the daily sales, right? So here it's a daily sales report, guys, where according to the dates you can actually, a thermal print can be given, you'll be able to see the daily sales which is happening, right? Daily collection also of the money you'll be able to see here, how much money has been collected today, right? This is also available. Next is basically, let's talk about tax report, how much tax, payable tax it is, that is also a report you can generate by yourself. Okay, let's, what else is there, more reports. Okay, so let's talk about Z reports. Okay, I'll talk about Z reports. Yes, so I'll talk about Z reports. Right here it's basically the entire report. So what is the cash payment, what is the supply payment, POS receipt, so whatever modes of cash payment has been done will be visible in the Z report. Next is the customer outstanding report. So as I said before, you can select a particular customer from a particular date to a particular, how much is the pending amount with the customer, how much the customer has to pay, it is given in this report, will be coming into, you'll be able to see. Next is the delivery boy outstanding report as well. So how much is the money given to the delivery boy and how much the delivery boy has to pay you, that also is there. Collection history is also there. So this is all small reports which is based on what you need. There are different reports over here, so you can select whatever reports you want, right? You can see a lot of reports are there. Cloth wise reports are also there, right? So I'm just searching for the clothes. So according to the shirts also you can search here for a particular search, how much shirts, how much payment is remaining. So these reports are given for your, from your point of view, what is useful for you. So you can select any of the following, right, and keep on seeing the reports, right, what are useful for you. So I've just shown you some of them, right, but you can choose as per your convenience.